Hello, happy Beltane. How's it going? Welcome to Sephera's World and welcome to my horoscopes brought to you by Romance Daily News. And so, buckle up for the month of May. Here we go. We're going to be having an exciting ride with all the wonderful planetary action. And of course, here in Canada, we're coming into spring, although it hailed yesterday, but it's spring, really, it is. All right, so what do we have planned for this month? Well, we have the new moon on May the 4th, which comes into Taurus at 6:45 p.m. So this new moon is important for committing to setting your personal goals, and also if you know a bit about astrology, which you probably do if you've been watching my YouTube videos for the last few years or just your general knowledge, is for this new moon, it's a great idea to try and encompass some of the attributes of Taurus the bull. So even if you're not a Taurus, you might want to consider some of their strengths and try and deal with them, such as getting more practical, meeting your deadlines, being stubborn, but not stubborn where you're upsetting people, but stubborn as in standing your ground and not letting people bulldoze you. You be the bulldozer, right? But, pick your battles. That's one thing. It's very important. Pick your battles. It's also with the bull. Think about, the story Ferdinand. I know when I was a kid, it was a very popular picture book, and I read the story to my kids too. I know it was made into a movie. There's a new version of the movie. I haven't seen that version, but the little version I saw as a kid, the little cartoon and the book encompassed the idea of Ferdinand was a bull and he was supposed to be a bullfighting bull, but all he wanted to do was sit and smell the flowers. That's all he wanted to do, just chill out, smell some flowers, hang out. Now it's been a long time since I've read this story, but I believe there's something about a bee stinging him, which made him go charging, and then he charged the bull ring and won the day or whatever. But we all know the realities of bullfighting, so we won't get into that. However, with this new moon, think of Ferdinand before he gets stung by the bee. Or maybe even getting stung by the bee if you're a procrastinator. But think of Ferdinand and how he's just a big bull who just wants to chill out and make friends and smell the flowers and enjoy nature and, lie in the fields in the sun and all that stuff. So try and incorporate a bit of that relaxation and appreciation for nature into yourself over this next month and see how that works for you. It's the whole stop and smell the roses idea. We get so busy in our lives that we forget the simple things and the simple pleasures, right? And so also, since it's spring in a lot of parts of the world right now, in between the hail and the rain and the floods and the tornadoes, you can plant your gardens and plant things that please you. Plant flowers that please you. Plant, if you have room to do strawberries or blueberries or, fruits and vegetables that please you or that you may find that are easy to grow for your skills and that sort of thing. This is a lot of what the new moon is bringing to you, just the simple pleasures in life and connecting with nature. Some of you may even want, if you have a nice yard or a nice balcony, even create kind of a meditation zone surrounded by plants and, your favorite plants and flowers and vegetables and so on. There's a lot of ways to connect with nature, but just meditating, in front of a pretty bunch of carnations might be the thing that works for you, right? So what else do we have here? Also in the new moon, you can spend this time to reevaluate how you relate to money and possessions. Now, I know there's a lot of talk in the last few months of clearing the clutter and of learning how to fold things. There's the whole movement, people following specific organizers and stuff like that. And so this may be something you want to consider, because I myself watched some of those videos on YouTube, not on YouTube, but on Netflix. I watched the series. of the, clearing your house from clutter ideas, and that folding your t-shirts into 3 or 4 sections and then folding them so you can see what t-shirt it is, really does save room. I'm a hanger-upper because I don't like to iron, so in this apartment I live in now, there are no closets. So I bought a couple of those rolling racks from IKEA and I hang up all my clothes. But then when I watched the Marie Kondo video on how to fold everything, I actually have more room, and I don't need, I had 2 rolling racks. Now I only have one. And once I have a little more time to get at more of my stuff, I may not even need any rolling racks at all for my t-shirts and things, because I'm finding that if I fold them how she suggests, that I don't have all the wrinkles. So I highly suggest that if you live in a place, which a lot of us do these days, if you're in a big city where you don't have closets or you have very, very limited space for your stuff, you might want to check out some of those videos and learn how to fold teeny tiny. I did it with my underwear. I did it with my socks. I had 2 sock drawers. Now I have 1 sock drawer, and you can use those little baskets and all that. So anyways, this is all part of the Taurus new moon, getting organized, figuring out your connection to possessions, because as you go through your possessions to fold them or to organize them into different boxes or and that sort of thing, you may realize you're hanging on to items that you don't really need, especially if you have a limited amount of space to live in. These days collectibles aren't as collectible as they used to be because everybody's dying and all the collectibles are going to Goodwill and Value Village and all those places. So, those collector plates and trading cards and stuff that you've been hanging on to forever may not be worth as much as they used to be, and they'll only go down in value as more and more people unload these things, not just to comic book stores, but to the Goodwill stores and stuff. So you don't have to be afraid of, oh my God, I threw out, a Cabbage Patch doll and it was worth $2,000. They're not anymore. I mean, there may be some people who still highly collect some of those very intense collectibles from the 80s and stuff, but for the most part, you have to find those people. You can find them on eBay, but you'll find the prices aren't that. So if you have been renting a storage unit for $200 a month, so over a year, that's over $2,000. Do you really have over $2,000 worth of stuff in that storage unit? Right? So again, this is connecting with your possessions, with your materialism, dealing with that Taurus new moon to get reorganized for spring. Okay, and along with that goes with considering maybe you have all your collections and possessions and money ideas under control. You can sit and do a meditation on what makes you happy, what really makes you happy. And happiness is an idea or a concept that is different for everyone as well. So we won't get into all those theories right now because the video is going to get too long. But think about what makes you happy, and you can make a note. You've been keeping a journal or a dream diary or a place you jot down ideas. You can make a little list. What does make you happy, truly, authentically happy? And try to you connect with more happiness in your life as much as you can. Also, the new moon in Taurus gives you a chance to make solid, realistic plans, just like a real Taurus does. Taurus, a lot of the earth signs are planners. Not all of them, but most of the qualities that an earth sign has is that whole concept of planning. I know I have a Virgo moon, so I'm a list maker too. I have lists. So along with the list making, um, the negative side of dealing with trying to be like a Taurus is be mindful of the qualities that people don't admire so much in a Taurus, such as being cocky or, fingers in every pies, or being selfish, or, steamrolling people before they have a chance to present their ideas and things like that. Okay, so let's move on to the full moon in Scorpio. Happens on May the 18th. And so that will also give you a deep reflective time. So, because with Scorpio, that's they're a water sign, so we get really tapped into our deepest, darkest desires when the moon is in Scorpio. So really spend a lot of time tapping into those ideas. Then we have Mercury in Aries. That ends around May the 6th or so. And but with that, this is about making quick decisions, snap judgments, just get the show on the road with that. And then we have Venus in Aries coming up. Well, we're there till May 15th. And with this, it's about love being a challenge, going after what you want. Just get in there. There's someone you have your eye on. Get in there and you know, just get in there. Get in there and enjoy it. You know, be bold, be direct, speak your mind. You know, if you're pining for someone from a distance, they don't know you're there. You have to like pipe up. Don't be a stalker. Just be direct. Okay, this is what we need to do. Then we have Mars in Gemini. So this is about being versatile and flexible. And, you know, Geminis do have a bit of a reputation of being scattered with all their personalities, and they're curious, so they're always flitting from place to place. It's not because they're being jerks or absent-minded. It's just they're so curious. Like, oh, I want this. Oh, this. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. So there's a lot of this energy happening with the Mars and Gemini. So you may find you're getting a little scattered too, depending on your sign and your personality. So pull it in, get focused, stay on target, stay on task as much as you can during that transit. And then we have Uranus is in Taurus for a very long time, from May 15th to November 6th. And so what this means, because Uranus, I'm an Aquarius, so that's my buddy, the Uranus, and so that's all about chaos and sudden changes and bursts of inspiration and all that. So when that's in Taurus, that can be upsetting for Taurus. I have some Taurus friends already commenting on, you know, how they're already feeling the upheaval or the pull of the planets, because they're used to, you know, being more steadfast and steady, and now they feel like they're in a rocky place. So for some people it might be a little scary, and others it's like, yeah, just bring on the change. So with this, it's about trying to approach your money and possessions in different ways. So like we were talking a minute ago about clearing the clutter and all that kind of stuff, and again, figuring out ways you want to make money, save money, invest money, spending money, and then your possessions. What do you really need? What do you not need? Do you need, you know, the $150,000 car, or will the $10,000 car do just fine? Those kinds of ideas, right? It's a time to break free from material constraints, which is why I said just get the cheap car, you know. You can't take it with you, right? Yeah. And yeah, and you may even find you changing your income or your income strategies or how you want to manifest money and so on. So it's a really exciting time this May for us. It's really, really a good time for all of us. And then, of course, Gemini actually, you know, the sun goes into Gemini on May 21st. So happy birthday, Taurus. Happy birthday, Gemini. And don't forget to check all the signs, to check your sign, your friend's signs. And then sometimes it's fun, even though when I do the signs, I'm doing the sun signs. Sometimes it's fun to check the horoscopes and check out your rising sign and your moon sign with the things, and see how they all go together to form your personality and what's going to happen for you this month. Okay, so thank you so much, and we will see you next month. Bye.